All right, welcome in Libras to your March monthly tarot reading. So, how are you all doing, Libras? This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Libras. Or you may be a cross watcher. So, welcome in. Welcome in. We're here another month in 2025. This year really started out intense, to say the least. And we're wrapping up winter in the northern hemisphere, summer in the south, and spring and winter for the south are shifting in March. So that's exciting. All right, let's see what's going on for Libras out there for March. A lot of Piscean energy, and the sun is in Pisces, but at the beginning of the month we have a Piscean stellium, which means there's at least 3 planets in that particular sign. So actually this one is the biggest one all year. And it's 5 planets are in Pisces at the beginning of the month. So just be aware of that. So there's going to be a lot of intense Piscean energy. So that's emotions, dreams, imagination. But also, you know, that's on, when we think of duality, that's on the, I guess you could call positive side. On the detriment, it also is very illusory, a little deceptive, kind of confusing. So you're going to kind of be going in and out of that. It represents the moon in the tarot, so, which totally makes sense, but you know, it represents the unconscious, the very depths of the unconscious, the soul, and really diving deep. Pisces, out of any other sign, wants to dive into the depths of who we are, our unconscious, bringing up all that stuff for us to see in the moonlight and get clarity and also integrate. So if you're holding anything, you know, any emotions really deep, you've probably been feeling that coming up to the surface. If you're feeling it a little like you're going crazy, you feel almost bipolar lately, very emotional, it's because it's calling for you to really feel into what is it that I'm feeling, and really like dig deeper in the layers of that onion and ask yourself those questions as you're feeling it. Like, what is this feeling saying to me? And that if you speak to that feeling, it'll continue to guide you to the root. And that's where you can really get to the root and kind of work with that root issue. And how you work with that is really then, what does that piece of you or that feeling need? What does it need from you? Because that wound, that, you know, whatever pain, that betrayal, whatever that root came from, is because you didn't receive something. Okay, you either didn't receive support, you didn't receive validation, you weren't seen as for who you really are, and you weren't supported or protected. So what is it that it needs? And it usually needs one of those things. So you'll want to work with that part and provide that. And sometimes too, that means that part of you needs to be brought to somewhere safe. And it's not for you to decide what's safe. It's for that part to tell you what it needs to feel safe and where it wants to go to feel safe. So just, that's a little IFS or information family systems work that I rave about, because I think it is the most effective and effective form of therapy that you can do, because it really gets to the root. Where, you know, a lot of therapies, especially talk therapy, you're literally just like skimming the surface. It's kind of like that meme of the glacier iceberg, where you're kind of just, you know, above the water, you're just seeing a tip, but underneath the water, it's like, you know, 50 times the size. So you're diving deep there. All right, let's see what's going on for you all, Libras. And we have healing. The dream temples of Asclepius, Greece. You know, just what I talked about here. There's something, some information to your gathering about the root. Some roots of wounding that you need to heal and integrate. Chaos. Vesuvius, Italy. Yeah, this is what I just said. Everything's coming up to the surface now. And why? Why is it happening? It's to heal this. It's really to finally integrate this. So it's not as triggering, or it's not, again, as chaotic under the surface and impacting your life as much, which also means less triggers, less reactivity, changing patterns, changing the course of your path, manifesting things, opening yourself up to receive, because a lot of this unhealed stuff is actually blocking you, because there's a lot of protective mechanisms in place. And, you know, protection really, it's like a shield. So it's serving a purpose, but the purpose was really for something that happened in the past. And potentially that's not something that can hurt you anymore. So we don't need that protection anymore. So the protection is also preventing things from coming in, whether it's love, abundance, just, again, more peace, however that shows up. And look at this, light. Yep. It's allowing more light, higher dimensional frequencies that are more attuned to things we really want, right? We want peace, we want bliss, we want abundance, we want connection. We want to connect with opportunities and people to do work and do things that are more purposeful for us. So that is the light. And we have to go through the volcano. The volcano has to erupt to bring balance and harmony back to a location when we think of, you know, an actual real volcano. But to us, it's bringing balance back to the body holistically, mentally. We got to think of healing as holistic, right? Whether, even if you're dealing with potentially some sort of physical issue or disease or pain, or, you know, something that's, again, we consider more of the body. That is just a sign of our internal world. So if there's dis-ease energetically, it's going to manifest eventually outward as, again, illness, pain, whatever, discomfort, diseases, things like that. Every single physical issue is literally just a outward manifestation of dis-ease within the body. And that's either mostly emotionally, psychologically, mentally. So that's why it's very imperative we shift our awareness about what health is, especially when it comes to the physical body, because we have to look at things holistically. And even mental illness, whether it's anxiety, depression, even personality disorders or addictions, they're realizing that we have to look at it from a holistic standpoint and not just label it as, oh, it's genetic, or it's, whatever, it's a hormonal imbalance, which, yeah, those are part of the layers of, the domino. But someone I really think is imperative in the new opening up our awareness and conscious evolution of especially mental illness and addiction is Dr. Gabor Mate. If you haven't heard of him, I would look him up. He's amazing. Read his stuff, listen to him, because his perspective is just really makes us look at things in a totally different light, which is, again, more in line with where we are today. It seems to be a lot that I'm needing to say about this healing piece for you guys, Libra, so I'm going with it. There's always a reason here. So, I was going to where did the book go? If I can find it, here it is. I was going to actually read the light card for you. This is the first time I've actually pulled this card for a zodiac reading. So I feel like, let's read it. There's probably something good there for you. All right. The Time Traveler's message. This is your time to remember who you are at your source and where you came from, which is pure light. Your essence is radiant and clear. Of course, there are times when you forget this. We all do. You are a human with a physical body, but at your source, you are luminescent, infinite, and immortal. Your energy can heal the world. This is also a reminder that angels surround you always. If you are not feeling their loving luminescence, then clarity is called for. Clutter, clearing anything that you do not love or do not use. This is also true like in the physical, emotional, and mental load. Get rid of physical objects that clog your energy. Release relationships that do not support you. Move away from situations that deplete you and make space for light to shine in every area of your life. If your life ever starts feeling dim, close your eyes and visualize wings of light embracing you, and your energy will begin to be restored. So definitely, I think there's a great message here. Big theme about healing in March for you Libras. It's time to let the light in and let out, any darkness or chaos that you've been holding in potentially for a long, long time here, just like Mount Vesuvius. All right, let's keep going. Tarot, what do we got? Ace of Coins. I like that. 10 of Cups. Wow, this is huge. 3 of Cups. Celebration, connection with friends, or just bringing in some new opportunities for connection this month that I feel like is going to help rejuvenate you and help support you in whatever chaos you're going through, right? When we have, the most important thing is in life is connection. And I channeled this just probably in the last 2 years and had this download of the only evil in existence is rooted in disconnection. Everything that we rely on for stability, harmony, awareness, consciousness, empathy, compassion, love is based on connection. And it's only when we have that lack of connection that we start to be rewired, and disharmony comes in and the darkness comes in, and it calls on us, or it doesn't call, but it causes us to react in ways that are almost, again, primal and what we would consider negative reactivity towards others or ourselves in the world. So there's something really about new connections that are supportive, loving, bringing harmony into your life, and something that's really, maybe you might be celebrating some people, some, birthdays, just whatever it is. Ace of Swords, love that. Page of Wands, getting new ideas coming in. There is a direct, almost opening the light for you to really connect to your higher self here, gaining some new information, awareness, clarity, truth around all of this going on right now, or why you've been going through maybe some difficult times. And it's helping you to all of a sudden start to get, new ideas about how to move forward, new ways of approaching life or taking action. This is also around like new inspired action. So you may be, getting inspired to create. There might be some opportunity for you to create something that's new, that's been inspired by kind of what you've been doing lately or where you're at, or the new connections. And then there's the Strength card. And look at that at the end, the 2 of Cups. So that's really the two snakes here. And I can't remember what the name of that symbol is. In the States, it's actually the symbol they use for like the paramedics or the medical field. But it is about bringing harmony. And it's first internal harmony But then there's this new level of opening yourself up to bring in a potential love connection here, or just general connections that are really supportive, loving. And I think there is a theme here of wanting connection, wanting more connection with people that are in line with, you know, again, who you are, your authentic truth, and like bringing in people that align with the life that you want to lead. So I really like this. It is finding the courage to change, finding the courage and strength to acknowledge maybe where you haven't been aligned with your truth, maybe where you were confused in the past, and maybe moving forward in a new way, like changing how you're doing things. Something that's coming up for me, I guess for you guys, Libras, is like that saying of like doing the same thing over and over again, wanting a different result, which is the definition of insanity. So it's okay to finally see that, hey, maybe I was a little, you know, again, there's that Pisces energy of that deception of like maybe how I was seeing things wasn't, you know, finding that new awareness and being able to move forward in a new way. And also the journey you've been on, I think, is helping to create more confidence and strengthen you, even though you might not see that yet. So this is kind of what's unfolding for you in March. Ace of Wands. So we have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. So we have truth and clarity and information. We have passion. This is really, I talked about this, you know, this is aligning with your truth, but really the Wands is about that direct line of magic and power from your higher consciousness. And it's through your higher consciousness that we really get the direct line to the divine. And it's through that direct connection that we can create things that are out of this world, that we can create music. And so all of these, like when we think of, you know, the master painters or artists, they have an ability to connect in a way that maybe others don't. And that's why they are able to create in such amazing ways and create art and different things in this world that bring us all together. And I do feel like there's some creative endeavors opening up for you. Oh yeah, I totally forgot the Ace of Coins. So you have 3 aces here, the Death card and the Sun. That's amazing. So then here we have the 6 of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. So there is a little bit of, so the new beginning is then, here we have the Death card. So there is some sort of ending or transformation. Definitely I feel you going through with the Chaos card. That is where you're at right now. You may be really feeling this change, this transformation, this ending. And it might feel like a death, right? Like you're going through a rebirth. But on the other side of this is the Sun. So there again, we have the Sun and the Light card together. So it's, you have to go through this. It could be an ego death. It could be a dark night of the soul. But you have to, again, bring up all that stuff, process it, integrate it, to then be able to bring in more light. And you're going to start feeling it. I do feel like potentially the end of March, you're going to feel better. There could be like someone coming in from the past or a connection from the past. There may be like a text or email or reach out or a connection here, a conversation that leads to some sort of new direction or decision about seeing something, an opportunity opening up for you in the coming future here. So I like that. So we have the 6 of Swords, sorry. 6 of Swords, the Knight of Coins, and the Chariot card. So you know, definitely there's some aspect here about things have been very slow for you, slow to happen. You know, maybe you feel like you've been really had your eyes set, you've had goals set, you've had things where you've been trying to get to. And again, you're like, I've been diligent, I've been doing my work, I've been planning and like learning and waiting for things to come in or to change. You know, flanking this here, you have 2 cards about movement. Okay, so the Chariot is fast movement forward. This is about big moves, big changes, big shifts. And then we have the 7 of Swords. I do like this. This is like coming into a new period of more ease and maybe less chaos, less, you know, tumultuous waves to navigate. This could really speak to your internal landscape. And then the Chariot is like physically things start to happen here. There, like I said, there may be some connection here that comes in that helps you kind of open up a potential opportunity here. It may not be something that's going to happen like as fast as you want it to, but it's going to, like in the now moment, you might be like, well, I want something to happen faster. But it's almost like as soon as you make a decision about, yep, I'm going to do this or go in that direction, all of a sudden things happen really fast. What's the 6 of Cups about here? 6 of Cups, the Emperor, the Queen of Wands. Let's see that. What's the Page of Swords? 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, that so this, like I said, could be someone from the past coming. They're showing up as the Queen of Wands, so it could be a female or a fire sign, specifically Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. But then we also have Aries here with the Emperor. So it could be someone of like a high position or someone who has built, maybe they're a, you know, CEO of a company or someone who has their own business, but someone who of leadership that you would kind of consider someone of leadership. It could be a female. It could be a general leader that, you know, has a lot of balanced divine feminine energy about them. But I do feel like it's somebody that you knew or someone from the past, or maybe you've had some sort of connection around the past that brings you kind of like, oh, hey, we both, you know, lived here at a certain time, or there's some sort of connection here, I feel, that kind of brings you two together to collaborate here. I do feel like, again, there's some sort of, it's almost like you get connected. It could be through friends or conversation, but there's something about, I do feel like this is something to invest in, or I do feel like it would produce something good for you. So I do feel like this is something you should really, this is positive with the 7 of Pentacles. Like this would be a positive thing to put, maybe to work with them or put some investment in this, or yeah, put some eggs in this basket, if you know that saying. So what's the healing piece? There's a theme around healing. What's the healing theme? 9 of Cups. That could be about healing. Like there's been more of a, could be a more of the ego, right? With the 9 of Cups, it can lean on like overindulgence, and that's really ego based. So there could be some healing around like ego. There could be an ego death going on to try and balance out the ego and harmonizing kind of what you see as something that's aligned with the now and not overdoing something. And that could be based on some sort of behavior trait or pattern that's based on some unhealed wounds. And then the Death card, the Empress, and the King of Wands. So this could be like an ego death or some sort of rebirth. This could be tied to a mother wound that's kind of held you back. But like as you heal this, you're really coming up into your own. You're becoming the King of Wands. You're really able to use your creativity, your skill set, and you're getting information from your higher self that's actually now starting to produce things for you. Maybe even it's your own business, or you being able to, the King of Wands is like that entrepreneur king. And you're able to now, maybe that's been a goal of yours that you haven't been able to get off the ground. But that's for some of you. For some of you, this could be an actual ending to a marriage or a relationship. And that's like been holding you back. But it could go both ways there. And, you know, there's a lot of new beginnings here. There's 3 aces. So Libras, I'm excited about like new energies opening up. And when we think of manifestations, like the energies have to align first and then the manifestation comes. I do feel like this is maybe hoping that this helps you understand why you've been going through maybe some difficult times, very potentially chaotic, turbulent times, right? Chaos and conflict. Here we got the Chaos card. There's a reason for that, because it's helping to, again, the volcano, see that as the metaphor of the intense emotions or whatever it is that's coming up. Surrender to it. Don't maybe go back to the pattern of trying to resist and push this stuff back down, because that's going to create the opposite effect. So the universe is supporting you right now. There's a lot of angelic energies, guides, ancestors right now supporting you and helping you to go through this integration process. And that's that. So I'm going to pull a card for you to see on the other side of this. So what is then clearing this internal chaos? What do we get on the other side? What is this opening up for the Libras out there? 3 of Wands. There's the Chariot again. It's then able to now, things are going to start, the momentum is building and things are going to start moving, happening a lot faster. Whatever you've been waiting for can now come in, but you had to clear the internal stuff that's been holding you back. And there's the clarity. So you're finally getting some sort of truth. You're getting maybe information about what's coming in now. And things are finally able to come in, and they're coming in fast. And I'll do one more here. There we go. 4 of Wands. You're going to be just fine, Libras. You really are. If it felt like a never-ending journey of just like not feeling like things are going your way or things aren't going to happen, I know I don't want to get your hopes up because maybe that's happened in the past, but I do feel like things are going to be okay. This, 4 of Wands is really representing a life that really aligns with whatever it is you truly want, whether it's a committed relationship, someone to build a life with. So that could be love. It could be a house, if that's something you've really wanted, a house of your own, abundance coming in, just, ultimately. And again, we talked about connections. So I do feel like this is tied to connections, about setting up roots in a place where you feel like, yes, this is home to me, and building strong connections that you feel supported and you feel happy about. So let's for a special bonus here, I'm going to pull a timing card on all this. So a timing card on overcoming this chaotic period and for this stuff coming in. What's the timing on this? For Libras? Sometime around your birthday. So this is Libras again. So this is going to be the end of September, October. And then I'll pull one more here. You have to remain consistently positive once that happens within 2 months. So I feel like you're going to start to feel the energies lightening up. You've been through a period of kind of, again, this literally volcano erupting, okay? I do feel like once you start to feel this kind of starting to settle, this energy or these emotions, I feel like that's within what this timing card is referring to is like within 2 months of that. Things are going to start changing for you. And then I do feel like by your birthday, so this fall, I feel like you're going to be in a better place. Okay? So it's going to be that kind of, you know, it's got to build up. Like it's not all going to, Rome wasn't built in a day, but I do feel like, again, between, so we're end of February here. So 2 months is March, April. So starting in May, end of April, beginning of May, I think you're going to really start to feel different. Or I shouldn't say that. I feel like you're going to start to feel different from like now through then. But within 2 months, I think things are going to start shifting. So in the next 2 months, you're going to start seeing kind of things changing and happening, things that you've been waiting for. And then by, again, Libra season this year, I do feel like you're going to be in a different place. So that's awesome, right? So it should be a good spring and summer for you. All right, Libras, I'm going to leave you with that just as the sun starts to set and get too dark. Have a great March, and I will see you in the next reading.